Wow, what a great crowd. And good evening. On behalf of my lovely wife, Jackie, and the entire Jaindl family, I welcome Governor Jaindl, Governor Corbett, Susan Corbett, and all of you great supporters here tonight. Our event tonight, thanks to all of you, is the most successful event at a private residence ever run for Governor Corbett.
In the Pennsylvania DA's Association, it goes like this. Do the right thing in the right way for the right reasons. And Governor Corbett epitomizes that in my estimation. He ran an outstanding office of Attorney General. He's done an outstanding job doing exactly what he told us 4 years ago he was going to do. He's followed through on those promises.
We told you what we were going to do, and we're doing it. Nobody can say you didn't fulfill the promises that you made or you went back on the promises. And when I say we, it's not just me. It's the members of the legislature, the House and the Senate work together. And I don't have a list of all of the accomplishments that we have done, but they are numerous in this case. But the best way to look at it is, are we in a better place today than we were 4 years ago? When I entered office, we had 8.1% unemployment and a $4.2 billion deficit. Today, and each year, we've had a balanced budget. Not easy, but we've balanced the budget without raising taxes. We've increased jobs by over almost 190,000 jobs. We are completely out of the recession, back to where we were before the recession. Very few states can say that they have done that. And it's because we work together, Republicans across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in the House and the Senate. And frankly, I will tell you, we worked with some Democrats to get some things done.
I want to thank you for being here, but I also want to tell you what this race is really about. Yeah, it really is about Pennsylvania. And it really is about the economy and the jobs, about whether you're willing to continue to grow the private sector economy. But to me, it's also an example of where we are as a country. The American dream I learned about is an America where our best days are ahead of us, not behind us. Where the geography of the zip code of your birth doesn't determine your outcomes as an adult. The America that I learned about was the American dream we see all around us. Fourth generation farming business. This is a great example of what hard work can do in the great state of Pennsylvania and the great country that we call home.
I want to thank you for being here on my behalf, on Sue's behalf, more importantly, on behalf of the people of Pennsylvania. With your help, and I conclude this, with your help, we will win in November. Thank you very much.
There's a very serious issue happening in our country, and I'll just say this real briefly. There's an assault on our freedoms in this country. If you haven't noticed, the left doesn't trust us to lead our lives. They don't think we're smart enough to buy big gulp sodas. They don't think we're smart enough to exercise our Second Amendment rights. They don't think we're smart enough to buy our own health insurance. They don't think we're smart enough to pick the right schools for our children. They also don't think we're smart enough to exercise our First Amendment rights. And there's an all-out assault on religious liberty in our country. It's one of the things that concerns me greatly. One of the things that's so important for our constitutional scholar in the White House to understand is this. The United States didn't create religious liberty. Religious liberty created the United States. It is the reason we are here today in this great country. And by the way, I would say to our constitutional scholar, I'm not in favor of lawsuits. We did some tort reform in my state. He might want to, however, sue Harvard Law School. I'm not sure what he learned during the 3 years he spent there. He should get his tuition money back. Final point I'll make, and I think we're going to take some questions, or we'll do whatever our host asks us to do. My final point is this. There are a lot of reasons to be frustrated with politics in D.C. There's a lot of reasons to look around and think, boy, I wish things were going in a different direction in our country. But I hope you share my optimism. I hope you share my fundamental belief that our best days are ahead of us. Our 40th president told us this. He was the one that reminded us about America being that shining city on a hill. At a time when we were going through some dark days, when our foreign policy was our mess, our national economy was in tatters, our self-confidence was in doubt. Ronald Reagan said that every generation of Americans had to renew those principles of freedom that our founding fathers had entrusted to us. He reminded us we are blessed to live in the greatest country, but it's not inevitably so, that we have got a decision to make. And every generation has to make that decision for themselves. And that's where we are today. But the good news is you've got a great governor that's putting Pennsylvania on the right path. I firmly believe our best days are ahead of us, but I think that the states with bad leadership, I think you look at states like California and Maryland that are trying to spend, tax, borrow their way out of this mess, are going to fall further and further behind. States with great principled conservative leadership like you've got in Governor Corbett are going to continue to create more good-paying private sector jobs so we don't have to mortgage our children's future. I want to thank you for your generous support for Tom and Sue today. My request to you is pretty simple. This is going to be a tough race. The radical left is coming from California and elsewhere. They're going to spend millions of dollars trying to distort his record, trying to distract the voters, trying to take this election. But they can have all the Steyers in the world. They can have all the radical left. They can have all the Obama trips they want on their side. I'll take the good people I see here any day of the week. If you will go out and tell your friends, your neighbors, now, we're not in Louisiana, so I can't tell you to vote early and often. But if you would just tell everybody why this election is important, we can re-elect Tom and continue to make sure Pennsylvania continues to compete with Louisiana, Texas, and other great states for great paying jobs. God bless y'all, and thank y'all so much for supporting Governor Tom Corbett.
Great job. Sounds like a presidential candidate.